Quarantine cooking with Erica Marie. Hello, everybody. It is I, Erica Marie, and we are going to be making frittatas today. Now, what I'm going to be doing is a vegetarian type, but I also did one earlier so I could show you what the finished product looked like so you don't have to wait for me for it to bake, because it does take about 25 minutes after you're finished and it's in the oven baking. All right, so this is a wonderful dish to have for breakfast or for brunch or for lunch. And also it makes quite a bit, so you can also make one and just reheat little pieces throughout the week as like a meal prep option. Very high in protein, and you could put whatever you want inside of it. The key is you want to cook everything first, any of your meats, any of your vegetables, so that they're nice and tender. Then we're going to be pulling those out of the pan, prepping your eggs, and then we're going to be adding all of your cooked things back into it. So you can make it however you want. Hello, everybody. Oh, my mom is watching. Hi, Mama. So I'm going to be making a soy rizo, which is like a chorizo, but it's like a soy base, obviously, with some of these sweet peppers that I love. We're gonna be putting some cheese on top, also a little bit of a decorative tomato situation, some green onions, and I'm gonna show you how to make all of that. And again, make it however you want. I've done this with broccoli, with spinach, lots of different options for you. So I encourage you to do whatever you would like. Hi, Sean. So my friend Sean is cooking along with me. He messaged me earlier and kind of gave him the heads up, because I do some stuff beforehand, like crack my eggs. So you don't have to sit there watch me crack 12 eggs. All of the ingredients that I will be using, as well as some suggestions and some options for you, will be on the original post, and I could post them again on my live when I'm done here. So the first thing we're going to be doing is I'm going to start with the item that's going to take the longest to cook. So I'm going to start with this soy rizo. This is a product that doesn't need to be cooked, but I like to cook this stuff to get a little bit of browning on it, because I feel like it gives it more of a natural meat texture. So I'm going to be spraying my pan first so it doesn't stick all over it. I'm going to turn you over here so you can see what I'm doing. And I have this package here, and I rinsed it off first just because, you know, things could be dirty. And I'm going to be putting a slit down the middle of it. If you have your bacon or your ham and you want to get a little bit of color on it, this is the time to do that. And any of your meats you want to dice pretty small, just so it mixes evenly throughout your egg when you're done. I see that people are excited about the soy rizo, so this is what it looks like. It tastes delicious because they have a lot of really good seasoning in it. So I'm going to put my pan on medium heat, and I have just done surgery on this, and I put a slit down the package, and I'm just going to dump this right in. So you want to use all of your senses while you're cooking. You want to listen to make sure things aren't burning. You want to smell to make sure things are smelling right, not burning as well. So I'm throwing that in, and I'm gonna get started on my little sweet peppers. Wash my hands. Got some soy rizo on me. So these come in a bag. I love these instead of getting the giant bell peppers, but if you have the giant bell peppers, that's fine too. Any stores have, somebody just asked where you get soy rizo. Any grocery stores have it, usually in like the section where there's like tofu. So you can get that there. There's a few different brands, but I think they all taste pretty great. You could also use regular chorizo too. Linguiça is also a really good situation if you like that. I love me some linguiça. Portuguese pride, oh yes. So what I'm gonna do is cut up a few of these into little dices. Okay, so these, I just cut their heads off first. Then I cut them in half to get the little seeds and the pith out. So these just have a little bit of seed and pith. So I'm gonna remove those. And then we're gonna turn it into little sticks. You can see what I'm doing. We're gonna turn it into little sticks, and I turn it sideways, and then it turns into an easy way just to dice it up. I don't have the prettiest knife cuts, but you get the idea. So I'm listening to my soy riso sizzling. I'm gonna keep an eye on it while I'm doing that. So basically, I'm gonna cook everything separate in this version. But if you have bacon and you wanna cook your vegetables in the bacon fat, go for it. This product doesn't have a lot of fat in it, so I'm just gonna pull it when it's done, then cut the peppers separately. Hi everybody. So I'm gonna do the same thing with a few more of these peppers. We're gonna cut it into little straws. And again, I'm using peppers, but I've used broccoli in this dish, done like a broccoli cheese, broccoli cheddar, ham and cheese you could use. We're gonna use the cheese at the end as a topping. And also I'm gonna put a tomato on top too. Okay, we're cutting his little head off. Ah, off with your head. Cutting it in half, getting rid of the seeds. Then we're doing little sticks. Putting them sideways. Can you guys all see this okay? Great. Thank you. Dylan says I have good knife holding skills. I learned how to cook by watching all the cooking shows. So I guess I think my favorite one right now is Worst Cooks in America. I don't know if anyone's seen that, but Ann Burrell's always yelling at everybody to hold their knives properly. And she put them, it's funny, when she sees somebody holding it incorrectly, she will put a marker on their finger, like a reminder that they've been bad. All right, so you smell this? Oh my gosh. It's starting to get really fragrant. It smells just like chorizo. I'm gonna turn these down just a little bit. So anytime you're cooking anything and you have high heat going, you kind of have to babysit it. So if you feel like you're doing something else, just turn your heat down while you're cooking so you don't burn whatever you got going on. Hi everybody. All right, so I'm gonna get a few more of these going. I made one earlier so I could show you a finished product, but you could get really creative with this. You could decorate the top really cute, put little herbs on top, put little pictures. I'm going to show you a cute thing that I do with tomatoes and make it into a little heart. You can do whatever you want. You could also get creative. I've seen people do really cool stuff with red onions, so when they cook, you can make little flowers. We're gonna do something a little simpler today. Hi everybody. We are making a soy riso / pepper frittata today. This is a really good dish too if you've got kids. You could do just like a ham and cheddar one. Super easy, pretty quick, and it makes a good amount. So. And I think this reheats really well too. All right, looks like that soy riso, a lot of the moisture's out of it, and it's looking nice and browned. Okay, so if you have decided to use a higher fat meat, like a bacon or sometimes even some of the sausages, you wanna drain the fat off of it. This doesn't have hardly any fat in it. So we're just gonna put this right into a bowl that I have here for later. It's not too much later, don't worry. Oops, I made a big mess. All right, so I'm gonna rinse this pan off so I have a fresh start for my peppers. Here's my soy riso, nice and crumbly. Woohoo! Magic! So I guess you could use another pan if you want, but I don't like to do dishes, so this is what's happening. We're gonna clean the same pan. All right. All of my soy riso remnants are out. All right, so next thing we're going to do is put our veggies in. So I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil down, just so they have something to absorb while they're cooking. I think I'm gonna add one more because this pan's pretty big. I am going to be cooking my frittata in my pan, but another thing you can do is use muffin tins to make little frittata muffins or mufftatas. No, that sounds weird. Frittata muffins, let's stick with that. Frittata muffins I've done before. You could also use a straight up 9x13 cooking dish. I like using the glass because it looks nicer. This is really great if you're ever hosting like a brunch or a little luncheon, because you can make it look really pretty and you can do all this prep work beforehand and just bake them right before your guests come. They look really nice, especially in a glass dish. All right, so my oil is heated. I'm gonna add my peppers, and these are those little sweet bell peppers. I bought them in a bag and it already had all 3 colors, but if you wanna do bell peppers, you could do that. It's just I wasn't using a ton of them, so didn't wanna waste. How is everybody doing? Got my fuzzy water. Add a little bit of salt to them. If you're using zucchini or broccoli, just make sure you season everything as you're going to. We're gonna put a little bit of seasoning inside of our eggs. And we're just about to start on those. So if you are done making the guts of your frittata, you could go ahead and start cracking your eggs. We're gonna use 12 eggs for this. If you're using a smaller vessel, you could use less, just kind of pull back on everything else that we're gonna be putting into the eggs, but I'm gonna use 12 today. Uh-oh, pepper down. I did it. I've got a cleanup crew. They're always happy when I'm cooking. Okay, so I have these beautiful, colorful, sweet peppers going. I'm gonna turn the heat down on them a little bit. I'm gonna do some more little prep work. This is gonna go on top of my frittata. These are green onions. These are already washed. I'm gonna cut off their little squiggly legs. Kind of look like little octopus or those little Pac-Man guys. Okay, we're gonna cut off those guys. And I like to cut it at like a bias just because I think it looks prettier. So we're gonna do like a little slant. You don't need too many, but if you love them, then put more in. I've said this before, but so many people are like, give me your recipe. I'm like, I really, really, really want to urge people to try cooking on their own and experimenting, because my tastes are totally different than anybody else's. So it's fun to find your own voice, if you will, when you're cooking. So I can give you basics, but I really urge you to use your own ingredients, put your own spin on it. And if you have any questions or you want to substitute something, give me a message and I can try to help you out. Okay, so these guys are done. Oh, it smells so good. I love the sweetness that they have. All right, so my peppers are done. My mom just asked, hi Lizard, she asked what kind of oil. I used olive oil, but if you only have something else, that's fine too. It's not so much for taste, but it is for the fat that it needs to cook in. So I used a little bit of olive oil here. Okay, I'm turning my stove off. And we're gonna put, you can use a separate bowl if you want, but I'm gonna throw the peppers in with the chorizo. All right. So at this point, you wanna have all of your cooked ingredients done. So I did a bacon and leek one earlier. It's gonna be really good. I haven't tried it yet because I'm gonna try it with you. We're gonna try it all together. So I have the chorizo and peppers here. Hi. And I have my green onions for later for the topping all cut. We're gonna start working on our eggs next. So I have cracked, we're gonna do 12 eggs inside of this bowl. I need to rinse my pan again. Ding! I don't know why that's so funny. When I was prepping these earlier, the little gong sounds were cracking me up. All right, so I'm gonna put this in the sink so I can rinse it. So if you make this dish, I would love to see your creation. So please take pictures and post on this thread so I can see what you've done. Give me some ideas too. Get really creative. All right. So my pan is clean. All right, so we have cracked 12 eggs inside of this bowl. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. And I'm going to add a cream component. Now, if you are lactose intolerant, I know they make like a lactose-free milk. You could do that, or you could just not do this step at all. I've added a little bit of water, and I found that that helped too. This is gonna make your eggs a little more creamy, but also the moisture is gonna help them kind of get fluffy too in the oven. So you'll see them puff up. So if you don't wanna use a milk, I am using half and half. It looks like a fat-free half and half, which is fine. Use about, I'd say like 1/3 of a cup. And I've already put salt in here. If you want to put pepper, that's fine too. I think I'll put a little bit of pepper. And we're gonna be whisking. All right, so I got my whisk. We're gonna whisk that together. This is 12 eggs and about 1/2 cup, or excuse me, 1/3 of a cup of half and half. You could use heavy cream, you can use milk, whatever you got. I'm not the best at whisking. Okay. So my eggs are pretty whisked. I'm going to finish up my topping so that once I start putting this all together, I could just build it. So we're gonna do our tomatoes. This is something I'm not professionally trained in, but I'm gonna make a little heart. So I'm gonna cut the butt off of this tomato. So I took off its little stem. I'm gonna take the butt off, and this is about as thin as you want it because this is gonna be on top and it's gonna get baked. So I'm saving this guy. I'm gonna cut it into a shape. I'm sure you can cut it into an animal of sorts. You have a lot of surface area, so do whatever you want, but I'm just gonna do a little heart because I've done it before and I think it'll be cute. Also, we're gonna turn on our oven to 375. Mine's already going because I baked earlier, but you wanna make sure your oven's all warm. And I'm gonna be cutting these into slices. Pretty thin. I'm gonna try to keep them looking like a circle. Can you guys see me? Okay, good. I think so. And this is just gonna go on top. You don't have to do this. If you wanna skip this, that's totally fine too. All right, so, okay, so I have some slices here. They're not that cute, but they're gonna taste great. But I'm gonna try to cut this into a little heart. Let's see how this goes. All right, I'm just gonna take a little V up at the top. I'm just laughing. Okay, that's not so bad. I bet you could do a little Mickey Mouse if you're into the, oh, this is cute. So here's my little heart. Hi, everybody. Hi, Dana. So I made a little heart for the center of my frittata. I'm gonna make it a little thinner just so it doesn't get all wet while it's baking. Okay, so now we are going to assemble everything. Just a little recap. I have soy rizo that I browned. I have orange, yellow, and red sweet peppers that I have chopped up. I have some cheese hanging out here that I'm gonna be putting on top as well. This is Colby Jack. And I also have some green onions that I chopped up that's gonna go on top. All right, so I'm going to be using this pan to actually bake this. But at this point, get out your baking dish if that's what you're using, or your muffin tins if that's what you're using. And you want to spray them really, really well. Because the worst thing is having your egg stuck in your pan. The worst. All right. Oh, Frank says he used to make these with his dad all the time. Oh, awesome. Yeah, this is a really great meal to feed a family. And if people have different tastes, it's pretty easy to substitute things out. I'm gonna be using a spoon. Okay, so the eggs that I have just whisked, these are a dozen. You can use more or less. I'm gonna whisk it a little more, and it's gonna go right into this pan. If you're using muffin tins, I highly recommend using measuring cups, you know, the little ones that you sift out your flour and your sugar with. Use like a 3/4 or a full cup and use it to scoop and measure out into the muffin tins. Otherwise, you're gonna make a mess, just like dumping the entire bowl. It goes everywhere, trust me. It took me a long time to figure that out too. So this is my pan. I have just dumped my eggs in there. Now I'm gonna start putting my filling in there. So this is soy rizo and bell peppers, or little sweet peppers. I'm gonna try to plop it in so it's even. This one, the soy rizo, has a lot of like pigment in its seasoning, so I don't like to mix it in, otherwise it's gonna turn the eggs like a little red, but it's still gonna taste great if you end up doing that. Some of the other ones I've made, you could just kind of mix it in, but I'm plopping it. I'm so excited to see what you all come up with. Sometimes just a simple ham and cheese is good too. All right, so get out of there. All right, so boop, boop, boop. So rizo and peppers are in the pan. And now I'm gonna start making my decoration. First thing I'm gonna do is, this is some Colby Jack cheese. Super, super easy. Yes, Kim says this is a nice Easter recipe. I totally agree. Since we're all gonna be spending Easter at home, it sounds like this year, this is a wonderful, fun, festive, easy dish to make. I'm putting a good amount of cheese because I like cheese. So if you want less, do less. No shame here. I love all the cheese. So I do a lot of low carb recipes, but I definitely don't mind the calories or the fat. So I'm gonna put these little green onions on next. Oh my gosh, somebody just came to my door. Should I get it? Let me see. Oh, it was just a delivery. I don't have to sign or anything, so we're gonna let that go. Okay, so, can you guys see that okay? I'll put my camera over it when I'm done. So now I'm gonna take all my tomatoes and put them kind of in a circle. Let's see what I have here. I have another tomato I might cut up. Yeah, I'm gonna cut up another tomato. And I made a little heart with the butt. So I cut off the bottom of the tomato and I made it into a little off-center heart, a little abstract. All right. Yes, my doggies are all here. Every time I'm cooking, they're right at my feet. All right, so I'm thinly slicing some more tomatoes just for my topping because this pan's really wide. All right, so I'm gonna start laying them out around. And you can get way more creative with this than I am, if you so choose. Mine's gonna look very rustic. Rustic is another word for messy sometimes. But It's okay. I'm sure it's gonna taste great, so that won't matter. Okay, so I have just put these in a little circle. I have one more. Let's see. Be careful, don't cut yourself. I'm gonna try to shove this one little last guy in there because I don't want him to go to waste. Okay, so he's in there. We're gonna put my little heart in the center. Boop. It's so cute! Okay. So now I'm going to put this in the oven. It's going to depend on what kind of vessel you're using with how deep it is. So I'd like to say it's probably 20-25 minutes, but a way to check it is you get your pot holder and you shake the pan. If you see that it's still loose in the middle, it's gonna take the longest to cook in the center. So you wanna make sure that it is not shaking anymore. So, and it's gonna puff up, and it's so pretty when they first come out. They're so big and puffy. And then after you take them out for a while, they kind of shrink down. But I am going to flip this around so you can see. This is my little frittata. It's about to go into the oven. And you could put more decorations if you want, if you have like little onions. You could draw flowers on there. Yes, Jessica says she wants heart butt tomatoes. You can too. There is soy riso in there. And I'm gonna put this into the oven. Hi, I'm back. All right, so, hi, thanks for bearing with me while I'm learning this tech stuff. So I have a pot holder. I have two pot holders because this is a heavy pan. My oven's at 375 and I'm gonna put it in and keep an eyeball on it, but 20-25 minutes, maybe more. All right, it's going into the oven. Okay, now that that is baking, and I don't want to keep you here for 20-25 minutes, I actually made another one earlier this morning. So this is, I made it in a baking dish, and this is a bacon, leek, and goat cheese frittata, and I put a little bit of thyme on top. It's so cute. If you put herbs, they dry up, and it's so cute. So when I serve this as a single dish, or if you want this on the side, I make a really simple arugula salad. So this is just straight up arugula. I love arugula for heavier dishes as like a side dish because it's really peppery and really bright. This is gonna be the easiest, simplest dressing of a salad. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil, tiny bit, just so it coats it. Great. And we're gonna do a little bit of salt. And my favorite for arugula, lemon pepper, because it kind of echoes that peppery flavor that's already in the green. And also lemon, super yummy and bright. You could use fresh lemon juice if you've got that. But I'm just gonna simply dress this, toss it a little bit. And I'm gonna try my bacon leek goat cheese frittata right now for you all. Because that one's gonna take a little while to bake. I'll post some pictures, maybe take a video when it is out so you could see what we have made together. But for now, I'm gonna eat. Okay, it's all messy on the board. All right, so I'm just gonna cut a little square of this. This is the bacon leek, so we're gonna cut it out just like a little cake. Great. And these are, again, like I've said this before, but I love them as muffins too. We're gonna put a little bit of the salad. Look how nice that looks. So this is the bacon leek one that I baked earlier. Just bacon leek and then goat cheese on top. And I'm gonna try this. It's been a while since I made this one, but I love leeks so much. They're so underrated. So take a little bite, put some salad on there if you want. Oh my God, it's gonna be a big bite. I don't care. That goat cheese is so good. So, you can see the bacon, there's leeks. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Sorry, you guys are just like watching me eat. But the greens is a perfect pairing. This is a little heavier, so it's really nice to have that bright, peppery green with it. And I just simply dressed it, super easy. I am going to check back with you, and I'll take some pictures of the one that I made, the soy rizo sweet pepper one. Oh my gosh. And I'm gonna go finish this piece that I just started eating in front of you all. Post your pictures of your creations. I cannot wait to see it. Super easy dish, really festive. You can make it as fancy or as not fancy as you want. If you've got kids, ham and cheese is great, easy. I also love to use, they have these pre-cooked turkey breakfast sausages in like a bag you can buy now. And those you don't even have to cook. You can just throw them right into the eggs. Put your favorite cheese on top and done. And this actually makes quite a bit. So I used 12 eggs, then whatever the heck you want. Feta is also awesome. I know my friend Sean, who is cooking along with me right now, he was using feta as a topper. Yummy. I wonder how he's doing. Hey Sean, check in. Let me know how you're doing. Post your pictures afterwards. I'm gonna go eat, finish this guy baking, and I'll take the finished picture for you later. It's gonna be gorgeous. If you have any questions, let me know. Have fun, experiment with your food. And this is a good time to get creative. It's a great way to, I gave you the base recipe, which is easy. Oh my God, I just threw tomato on the floor. All right, I'm gonna clean up, guys. Thank you so much for when you put the eggs in. No. So William just asked if when I put the eggs in the pan when I was assembling everything, if the heat is on. The heat is off. So all the heat's gonna come from inside of your oven. If the heat is a little, oh, Sean says it's in the oven, yay! So you're not pre-cooking the eggs at all. You just pre-cook all of your ingredients. Then you put the raw egg in, and then you assemble, and then the heat for the baking of the eggs happens in the oven. 375. If you have any questions, let me know. Until then, enjoy, and I will post the finished product later. Thank you all so much for joining me, and spread the word. And yeah, I'm gonna be posting a little fun one. I did a video that was not live, but I'll be posting that this weekend for my favorite side dish. And I did a little sneak peek. I took a couple pictures of it too, but I made a video. So you get to have that as well. It's gonna be some cauli mash. So look forward to that. And let me know if you have any questions. Italian spicy ham, yum! See, there's so many wonderful ideas that you could do with this. Sean said he put Italian spicy ham and some Parmesan. Yum, so good. All right, everyone, stay safe, enjoy your food, have fun, and I will check back with you next time. Bye. Hello friends, so I wanted to just add one more thing. If you want to put some hot sauce or what I did here, sour cream, onto your frittata, totally do that. Just a couple of things because so this brand of soy rizo that I used, I had never used before. And it's spicy. Like, I love spicy food, but it's really spicy. So if you have sour cream around, it'll be good to kind of lessen that heat because it's really spicy. I noticed it when I was cooking. It was giving off like a really spicy fume. So I started to sniffle and I was like, what's going on? And then when I just tried it, it's spicy, which is great, but you might want to add some sour cream. Okay, hope you enjoy. Bye.